Hey guys, this is Hee Haw with Dark Moon Cards and Games. Back with another deck, a pretty fun deck to look at. Semi-competitive, I guess, would be the category I would put it into. Definitely capable of beating a lot of decks. Really depends on what you're up against and how fast you can set this thing up, because it is all about speed. We will look at him here. We are talking about Houndoom V. Especially with the artwork, I've been calling this guy my Resident Evil dog because he looks like he's coming out of the Umbrella Corporation sign there. Houndoom V, 210 HP. First attack, pretty much a nothing burger, 20 damage, and it burns you. Searing Flame. The second attack, Vengeful Flame, is what we're trying to get to. It does 100 base damage. If you have a benched fire Pokemon that has any damage counters on it, it does 100 more, so it's 200. One retreat call, weakness to water, of course. Again, with Welder and things like that, you can get to this pretty quickly, and that's really when I seem to win these games, is when you put a lot of pressure on somebody from the very beginning and keep it on them throughout the game. So we can get there kind of two ways. This is one of those decks I do like to go second with more often than not. The first is Volcanion, just using Flare Starter. If you go second, you can get your 1 energy on him and then attach 3 to Houndoom, or split it between 2 Houndooms if you have other energies in your hand and Welder available. The other way to get there is just straight up going second again. You can attach from your hand, attach 2 Welder, and you're in business. Sometimes this is too much pressure for much of anything out there to really keep up with if you start off this way. The trick being that you can only activate Vengeful Flame if you get damage on a fire Pokemon. So even if you have that play in hand, you like to start with Volcanion. That's why I've got 4 there. We've got 4 switches, 2 air balloons to get him from the active spot, and to get that damage there with Houndoom's little friend here, Spikemouth Stadium. When a player's active Pokemon moves to the bench during their turn, and that's only during their turn. I first thought this would be something you could use with boss's orders, but it only happens when the game is on your side of the field. You put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So generally, again, Volcanion in the active spot. Switch him or retreat with the air balloon. He takes 2 damage counters. That activates Houndoom, and he is right away hitting for 200. The third option, I guess, to really get there is Cinderace V. Not anything really to talk about on the attacks. He does 140 damage, has good HP, but he is purely here for Field Runner, and that is if a stadium is in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. So if you don't have the Volcanion play, if you start with Cinderace, whatever the situation is there, you get your stadium down, and then he retreats for free, takes the 2 damage counters, and also activates your Houndoom. Not much of an alternate attacker. I guess if things get desperate, you can go there. I try to stay away from that. In terms of alternate attackers, it is the most tried and true alternate attacker in fire decks. That would be Heatran GX. Again, between Volcanion and Houndoom, especially if you get a fast start, a lot of times you can get multiple energies in play. And this is kind of your VMAX killer here. You need 6 energies for him to get to 300 damage with Hot Burn. So 7th will get a 350 and get anything. That is pretty much a either a nuke that wins you the game or a nuke that costs you the game, because losing all of that energy to 1 knockout when Heatran goes down can be pretty devastating. We can get that back with Fire Crystal. We have a couple there. We've got a Ordinary Rod to try to recover from that as well. We also play a Pal Pad, because if you have to go that route and burn all that energy off of Heatran, the only way to really recover after that is with Welder. After you put some energy back into your deck or get it back into your hand, and try to turn those 4 Welder into 6 if you can. And then, of course, everything else here is pretty self-explanatory. Rangaroo, just because we do play research, just mainly to stick away put a card back into the deck so you don't throw it away. A little bit of draw support, nothing really very good that he offers in terms of drawing. 2 Dedenne, 1 Reset Stamp, we have 4 Quick Ball, 3 Communications. You got plenty of Pokemon here, there's 12. Really the way that mostly kind of comes into play is using these combo of these guys to get a Volcanion on your first turn if you do not have one. Because after that, Volcanion is not very very useful. In some games he carries a little bit of water. What else we got? We got 3 Pokegear. It's pretty much my Jirachi placement from here on out. Let you dig for a supporter. And 3 Boss's Orders. Again, with the speed of Houndoom, you want to be able to catch something and take it out. Works very well in the ADP games, especially if they are attaching energies and trying to ready a Zacian. Catch that Zacian, kill it, hit it for weakness. That's really the only way you win those games. If you have to start fighting against the ADP, you usually go down. And 14 fire energies, plenty of fire there to help you with Welder, get it into your hand. And again, you've got the 2 crystals to recover it. So, with that being said, we'll see. We'll play a few games, see if we can get some damage on one of these other fire guys, and fire up Houndoom and let him do his thing. Alright, well, full disclosure on this one, we did go back and redub this. It was a fun match. I wanted to show it, definitely, but a lot of my opponent's turns went really long. I never really know exactly what's going on there, if they're really taking that long to think about things, or if they are playing in a group and everybody's making suggestions before every play. But just to cut this down, I normally live commentate over the match, but in this one got into such long periods waiting for plays that I may have even yodeled at some point just to entertain myself, so tried to condense this one a little bit. It's a fun match. See, I'm going first, so I do not get to play a supporter. Just trying to get what we need down. I'm going to go ahead and get Dedenne, dig a little bit. No energy in play yet. Unfortunately, we can't get the maximum effect of Volcanion. Really not much else to do. I like to get 2 Houndoom down just so one doesn't get targeted and you get surprised. And we'll attach there. And that's all we can really do for the turn there. This, unfortunately, works really well for our opponent because Volcanion, they can get the 3 energy attachments off of it. And honestly, looking at this as it started, I really thought I was playing against a mirror match, which was quite the surprise, as I don't think this deck is out there anywhere. Obviously, I don't play Crobat, although Crobat's not a bad inclusion in the deck that I've presented here. Very often you find Dedenne. When you do use that, you have to discard things that you don't want to, so maybe 1 Crobat is a decent option there. Love seeing the Stadium come down because that makes a lot of what I'm trying to do easier. I can take advantage of that, get more fire energies for my Welder. We'll see the Flare starter to get 3 onto Cinderace. Especially attaching there makes it a little bit more likely this is a Cinderace VMAX deck. And maybe Houndoom is just a backup attacker in it on their side. Again, Cinderace on my side is just there to kind of look pretty and free retreat for me. You can attack with it again, maybe if you get into like a single prize type game against a Mad Party type deck or something. So we'll go ahead and weld to the first Houndoom. Still don't have any damage on the field though. So going up and attacking this Volcanion for 100 damage is not a good use of the turn by any means. So we're just going to Flare Starter ourselves and get a little bit more fire onto the field. We'll go to the other Houndoom. and just sort of sit back and wait. Again, it leaves us vulnerable to getting caught, but thankfully Cinderace VMAX cannot knock us out. I guess if they are able to get the fully charged Houndoom, we could retreat it and attack with the other. We just need Welder to get our energies on the second Houndoom. You can see Welder communicate in for Dedenne, so they can dig a little further. Still looking for that. Okay, communicating into Dedenne for the VMAX. I knew they were looking for the VMAX. So there's the nice, pretty rainbow version of it. Manually retreat Volcanion and max Powerball 170 and burn, so you get an automatic 20 more. So it's basically just 190. The only advantage that the burn gives you is if it sticks. Thanks to the new coin flip edition of that, you can get damage coming back to you as well. So at this point, I'll really have everything that we need. All I need is just the Spikemouth Stadium. We'll dig for that here with Sycamore. Let's use what we have in our hand here a little bit more fully first. Not much to put back in with the Ordinary Rod. We can throw back in this Volcanion. And then I think you have 1 energy. We'll get it back in there. So we can free retreat Cinderace anyway, but we don't get that damage effect until we get Spikemouth down, so... Need to hit Spikemouth on this one, or this will not go well. There's the Spikemouth Stadium. Get that in play. You got Heatran in hand. Don't really want to reveal that yet. So let's just let's let Houndoom do his thing. It's the damage on Cinderace with a retreat and a Vengeful Flame for 200. So over halfway there on Cinderace VMAX. The other thing just with the damage on that is it leaves him what, 120 left, I think. That just puts us out of range of just being able to finish this off with a Volcanion. Now play this thing over and over again and keep... The air balloons are very handy in this. Maybe not necessary, but see so many situations like this where Vitality Band looks like a good addition to the deck. We've got a high switch count. We got 4. I don't know. I guess that's something we could try. So gonna salvage his Cinderace VMAX for now. Took 20 more damage though, so that actually puts it back in range of our Volcanion because he retreated and took the Spikemouth. Puts me in the spot though that I am stuck with my Houndoom active. I can't retreat it or I will knock myself out, so we definitely don't want to do that. I guess just attach and get this Houndoom ready and Vengeful Flame back. Put them in the same spot. They can either try to bump the stadium or stick with the Houndoom. Because otherwise, retreat will give me 2 free prizes. I don't think anybody will fall for that. Be a nice freebie. I guess mostly just thinning the deck there at the moment. Looks like Quick Ball for an Eldegoss V. No bench space to get anything with that yet, but well to start setting up the other Cinderace, it looks like. Gonna take a pretty substantial prize lead on us here. We go down to 3. We haven't taken one yet, but we have 5 prizes ourselves set up, and then can easily take 1 more from there. We got energy in the discard pile finally with Houndoom, so the crystal, we'll definitely use that. I think we'll just probably want to... I guess let's put down the Heatran. What we'll try to do here with 3 prizes remaining is make our opponent make some make a few tough choices. I'm going to take this knockout with the Volcanion, get him ready. Get our crystal back. 3 fires here. We're going to weld. I think the thing to do is we'll weld to the Heatran. And get it 2 energies there. So we basically have 3 attackers that can finish the job on any of what he has set up at the moment. So he can either take the 1 prize easy knockout or try to go after Heatran, I guess would be the thing to go after, because that's the only thing Cinderace can knock out, or Dedenne. So we'll finish off the Houndoom with our Volcanion. There's a reset stamp. That's very nice to see. So whether they go for 1 or 2 here, we'll be able to diminish this hand pretty severely. I'm going to catch Cinderace and take the 2 prizes there. Kind of a curious move, but could have accomplished the same thing with Heatran. But that is excellent for us. We can send up our Volcanion with our air balloon and still retreating with Spikemouth and get our damage back on the field for Houndoom. Definitely want to fight with Houndoom at this point because he's the only thing on my field that can absorb a hit from Cinderace. I'm going to thin here a little bit. Can't get rid of too much of this. Quick ball. I think I'm just going to grab this Rangaroo, I believe, is the thing to do. I'm going to put one of these cards back in. Probably want to definitely try to preserve a switch, get it on top. Just so if we have to activate something else, damage something else to activate Houndoom, I guess is the way to say that. We still have that pretty readily available. Also, being able to switch here into Heatran with this energy on the field will guarantee us a knockout on anything. So we'll stamp that hand down to 1. Retreat Volcanion, send up our Resident Evil dog. And Vengeful Flame. Take our 3 prize knockout. And we've either locked them into a turn where they can't do anything unless they... I'm not sure what they can top to really go from here. They can't dig for a welder. There's not enough energy for them to actually charge this thing up. Let's see what they get with the Rangaroo. I'm gonna return stamp us. Yeah, without a way to take out our Heatran, we can just make the switch to Heatran and get the knockout, and we won't go long enough to see that. I guess we definitely locked them into a no way out turn there. That's the power of reset stamp. A pretty fun match. Good look at what Houndoom can do. We'll see if we can get another game here and see what else we can play. So I won the coin toss and chose to go second, and as you can see I got the Heatran start, which I guess could be worse. I got a Dedenne at least in hand to try to get out of what looks like not a great start. Got a little bit better there with the welder. Jirachi start, sure exactly what they want. Not sure at all what the deck is. I saw some capes. Now Bird Keeper. And another Jirachi. Well, it's not bad because we'll definitely be able to take the first Jirachi out. Oh, well, I can't play another supporter, so that would be a waste. A lot of this hand's going to get wasted, looks like, anyway. Guess we'll keep that air balloon, because I don't want to lose that. And let's do a change and see what we get. Don't play any energy switches or anything like that in this, because normally these guys don't live long enough to get there. So we'll take a quick knockout there and see if we can get a better idea of what it is we're actually playing against. Spiritomb with a cape, that's scary. Spiritomb 60, that gives him another 50. What does this thing do? Increments of 30? That's frightening in lots of ways. I guess if you can force yourself into some switches with Spikemouth, although Spikemouth only happens... Yeah, it happens on their turn, so he can actually damage himself with some switching here. Seen a pretty cool version of something with Spiritomb in it in Japan, but they have a few cards we don't have yet. Don't know if this is more like a beast type box. I don't know if there's still enough beasts. This is Terrakion. That's awesome. I love Terrakion. I had a list of this built at some point, and I don't know really why I gave up on it. It actually worked kind of well. I used Welder and stuff with it, kind of like I did in the Rhyperior video. Just the one fighting energy to pay that cost, and you can use fire to do everything else. I'll get a better look at Terrakion. I don't have that fresh in my head, but he does a ton of damage. I think maybe based off of... I don't know if it's the number of damage counters on your bench or if it is the number of guys on your bench with damage counters. Let's get a better look at this Terrakion. 50... Is it off all of your bench Pokemon have at least one on them? Okay, so there's probably going to be a Jinx show up in this as well. I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I played with this deck. Let's see if we can get back to the Houndoom. Not this turn, it doesn't look like. Kind of feel like I want to just stay out in front on prizes here. Don't need to save the Heatran for any big shots, because all I have to do is 140. 190, I guess, maybe with the cape. So mostly I just need to keep a stream of attackers here. So again, I'm going to hold the Houndoom in communication in case I need to get a Dedenne or something, and we'll just take the knockout. Comes down to it here, I can grab... get a couple energies on Volcanion and take out some of these guys with that. Spiritomb, I hate math. He's 110, so he's back at 100. So yeah, as long as I keep enough 4 energies on the field, I can knock him out with Volcanion. I can always target the Jirachi with Volcanion with just 2 energies and hit him for weakness. That's a pretty neat combo. The Bird Keeper into 3 cards, and what does Spikemouth do? 2 more damage? Yeah, 2 extra damage on Spiritomb. Yes, Terrakion, maybe if it's not a Terrakion focused deck, you can just use that when you need to. Maybe use it as a counter to Eternatus. Anything else electric. Otherwise, just deal massive amounts of misery with Spiritomb. Generally, in these kind of decks, I say you got this 2 for 1 prize card. If I can get 3 out of this first guy, then I feel pretty good about staying ahead. I've only taken 2 knockouts. If he gets a return knockout here, this is doing 160. Actually, if he moves that damage over, I didn't pay attention to whether or not he moved anything with Jinx or not. Moves 1 more over to Spiritomb, I think it gets me. May have already used that Jinx Ominous Posture that turn. Let's see. I think I want to Weld here. I gotta be careful. If I switch back, I'll take 2 more myself. That's not good. Almost think I'm better off because I don't want to give a... If there's anything that can move damage, maybe... What's that? Grimsley or Will or something might do that. I don't want to really give that to him as an option to get a multiple knockout turn, so I think I just want to keep fighting with this Heat Train until it is dead and gone. Yeah, look at this Spikemouth again. Only during their turn, okay. Yeah, that card would be pretty amazing if Boss's Orders worked, like where you could catch something else, force me to the bench, and do that damage occurrence or whatever you want to call it from Spikemouth, but it only happens on your active turn. Don't know if that was by design or Pokemon realizing that that combo might be a little bit overpowered. Definitely enough on the Spiritomb to finish off this little dude. Again, 30. I think we'll take our chance here. Need to look at how many welders I have and see if we have a opportunity. Got 3. I got 1 more. Really, honestly, like to just set up another Volcanion. I may see if we got that as a option. If not, I can get a Dene or something with this. Got the Cinderace. Cinderace doesn't really give me anything else that Houndoom won't give me in this one. So let's get him down. The boss. See if there's anything that's actually good to catch here. Not too worried about the Terrakion at the moment, I don't think. I think we're better off just to go ahead and rid ourselves of this Spiritomb. We'll go ahead and attach there. And just in case we get stamped or something, let's get a free retreat in play with Volcanion. Interesting, I didn't have to play Spikemouth, and of course mine are pretty much negated. Because I don't think he probably plays another stadium either. I think we're okay there. I've got to get a knockout on the next turn. If he gets a 2-prize knockout here, this could actually still go the other direction, but make it through this turn without losing a 2-prizer, either the Dene or Houndoom. I guess the Dene is probably a threat with that Terrakion down there. Haven't seen the energies for Terrakion either, if they're maybe just playing Aurora or actually has some fighting mixed in. Again, the Japanese list, I don't want to spill any beans on the ones I've seen because I may save that and use that. It looks really good. It's based around a different Pokemon paired with the Spiritomb, but it's one that I'm definitely looking forward to playing. Other error that I make while sitting here and jabbering through these matches is not paying super good attention to what's going on that side. I don't know if they played a supporter yet. If I'm out of range, again, if they can't catch Houndoom or Dedenne, then yeah, this game is done, because just by prizes, they have to take 2 here to have a shot at it. Scoop up the Jirachi. Switch, does there an energy for Terrakion? Or am I going to have to do a little switcheroo. Had not played a supporter yet. Quite the lengthy turn, but I guess did not have the energy needed. Just keep a toughness, fighting. So that makes it hit 2. I think that's where it maxes out. Yeah, 200 damage. So now we definitely need to address that. So we will do that by sending up our Volcanion and then just retreating into the Houndoom. And man, we need to dig to get one more energy for this guy so we can catch something and knock it out. Let's go ahead and drop this Volcanion. I had to throw that Pow Pad away earlier, which is not so good. So let's do this. Get rid of this Terrakion and see what happens. We'll have to research and dig for an energy. Love to be able to draw an energy, top an energy, something like that here. Because then I could just boss something I can knock out. I think Spiritomb, he's going to probably go to 4 this turn. I still leave 70 actually, so I can't take him out with the just straight up Volcanion. That's at 180, 190, and is going to move one off of Jinx. One off of Jinx, I think, actually gets my Houndoom. So that's one that gets terrifying pretty quickly. Scoop that up. He's at 50. Oh, yeah, it gets to move again. So that's 180, 190. That's hilarious. Gets to do it one more time. That is 210. At 70 though, I think we might be in the spot where we can still kill the Spiritomb. Yeah, he's only he's down to less than 50, so just have to get an energy to get this. I have to give props to that though. That's some pretty creative play. Let's take a quick look. I guess this might be one of those games where it'd be better if I knew how many energy I play. Don't think should be in too much jeopardy. I can't remember if I've got 11 or 12, but let's dig and see what we get. Maybe get a fire crystal, if nothing else. There is that, and that is all we need. That is a very, very close game. I love that combo with multiple Jinx, multiple Spiritomb. That's pretty funny. Kind of glad we got that one on tape. That's a good one to show. Love to see things that are just not the run-of-the-mill decks, and that is definitely not one. Alright, so there you have it. There's our look at Houndoom V. The best deck that we can put together anyway with the cards available at the moment. Build it, see what you can do with it, see if you can make it better. I know there are some Houndoom V fans out there just like myself, so hopefully you guys will enjoy giving this one a whirl. It's by no means a tier 1, but it is fun to play and fun to pull off some wins against some of the tier 1 decks. So until next time, this has been Hee Haw with Dark Moon Cards and Games. Be not afraid. Later.